Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we're going to unpack a silent reality that millions of women are facing all around the world right now. It's kind of this hidden dynamic. It rarely gets talked about out loud, but trust me, it is deeply, deeply felt in homes everywhere. We're talking about what it's like living with a partner who is physically right there in the room, but emotionally completely absent. So let's just dive right into this and explore that profound gap between physical proximity and true connection. Just stop for a second and think about this deeply personal feeling. You know the one. He sits right next to you, but somehow you've literally never felt more alone in your entire life. He's sitting right there, eating with you, scrolling through his phone, maybe watching TV. But talking to you? I mean, really talking to you? There's zero eye contact, no real moment of connection. And you guys, this isn't just a story. This is the quiet, everyday reality in millions of homes. Section 1, the silent distance. So why exactly does this happen? Let's take a look at the psychology behind it. Psychologists actually have a name for this exact phenomenon. They call it emotional absence. Basically, it's what happens when a person's body is present, but their heart, their mind, and their emotional focus are just completely detached from the relationship. Their eyes are open, sure, but they aren't really seeing you. And the absolute crucial thing to understand here is that this doesn't just happen by accident. No way. There are deep, structural reasons behind why this occurs. Moving on to Section 2, Sarah and Adam's story. To truly wrap our heads around how this plays out in real time, we really need to look at their lives. So Sarah and Adam had been married for 10 years. They had 3 kids, a beautiful home. Honestly, from the outside looking in, they were the picture-perfect family. But on the inside, Sarah was desperately trying to reach out. She'd ask, "Adam, can you just sit with me for a while?" She was actively fighting to bridge this massive gap, practically begging for just simple, everyday moments of connection. But Adam's response? Wow, it perfectly illustrates the disconnect here. He'd reply, "I am sitting with you." See, he genuinely believed that his physical proximity, literally just being on the exact same couch in the exact same room, was completely sufficient. He couldn't even see the massive invisible wall sitting right between them. Naturally, Sarah pushed further, trying to clarify what she actually needed. No, I mean really talk to me. She was searching for that deeper emotional engagement, That kind of focused attention that goes way, way beyond simply taking up the same physical space. And Adam's response was just pure, absolute confusion. Talk about what? Everything is fine. He truly 100% believed that because nothing was visibly broken, everything was absolutely fine. But for Sarah, yeah, nothing was fine at all. It got to the point where every single night after the house finally went quiet, Sarah would lie awake in bed and ask herself this one haunting question. Am I alone? I mean, her husband was a good guy. He provided, he never hurt her, he never left. But despite having a perfectly good husband lying right next to her, she was absolutely drowning in isolation. That brings us to Section 3. The compartmentalization effect. So what on earth is actually happening in Adam's brain? And honestly, the brains of millions of men who do this exact same thing. Well, psychology explains this brilliantly through something called compartmentalization. Basically, men often tend to keep the different parts of their lives in separate, distinct little boxes. You've got a work box, a home box, a friend's box, right? So when a man comes home, he firmly closes that work box. But here's the real catch. Opening the home box requires energy. And a lot of the time, that emotional energy was entirely spent at work. So he walks through the front door and essentially he just shuts down. Section 4. Differing emotional needs. Now, let's be super clear about something. This compartmentalization, it's an explanation, but it is definitely not an excuse. Let's dig into the fundamentally different emotional needs at play here. See, women and men often operate from completely different emotional baselines. Wives like Sarah are exhausted too. They're running the household, wrangling the kids, carrying the mental load, yet they are still present, still asking, still trying to reach out. Why is that? Because women generally require connection, deep conversation, and the feeling of being truly seen in order to feel loved. Men, on the flip side, often feel that their mere physical presence in the home is a totally adequate expression of their commitment. They're there, so they care. And right there is exactly where this silent distance takes root. Section 5. Speaking different languages. So, how did Sarah and Adam actually break this vicious cycle? Well, it actually came from a totally unexpected realization about how they were communicating. One day, a friend handed Sarah a book about the 5 love languages. Sarah read it, and for the very first time, a huge light bulb just went off in her head. She realized that Adam did, in fact, love her. They were just completely missing each other. So what was the crucial difference here? It turns out they were speaking completely different emotional languages. Adam showed his love by providing, giving her a nice home, earning a solid living, taking care of the family's physical needs. To him, that was his grand declaration of love. But Sarah's love language was time. She desperately needed his focused attention and deep conversation. So they were both loving each other the absolute best way they knew how, but the entire message was just getting completely lost in translation. Section 6. Bridging the emotional gap. Armed with this massive new understanding, Sarah knew she had to approach Adam again. Let's see how changing her communication strategy completely shifted their whole dynamic. This time around, Sarah decided to speak his language. She was incredibly clear and very direct. She said, "Adam, I do not need more money. I need you. Just 1 hour a week. Only for me." She laid out exactly what she needed in a perfectly quantifiable way, leaving absolutely zero room for him to have to guess. And you know what? Adam listened. He really, truly listened. Maybe for the first time in a long time. And his response is just astonishing. It really reveals the absolute tragedy of their 10-year marriage. He looked at her and said, "I did not know you needed that. Why did you not tell me before?" He genuinely didn't know. Because, guys, men simply cannot read minds, no matter how obvious the signals might feel to us. Sarah held back her tears and gave this heartbreaking yet brutally honest reply. "I did tell you, Adam. You just were not listening." She had been trying all along, but it took that one single, crystal clear, direct conversation to finally pierce through his compartmentalization and break a decade-long cycle of emotional absence. A real game changer. Section 7. Ending the silence. Okay, so how do we take this profound lesson from Sarah and Adam and apply it to bridge the gap in our own homes? The absolutely crucial point is this: we have to fundamentally change how we show up for each other. If you're a woman, you've got to articulate your needs explicitly. State them out loud in clear words, because your partner literally cannot read your mind. And if you're a man, your task tonight is super simple but incredibly profound. Put the smartphone down. Just put it down. Look your wife in the eyes and truly connect with her. Because I promise you, the quiet woman in your home isn't necessarily angry with you. She's just deeply, deeply tired of waiting to be seen. I'm going to leave you with perhaps the absolute most important question you could ever ask. How are you doing? Really. If you can feel that silent distance creeping into your own home, use these exact words tonight. Just try it. Have that one single conversation that changes the whole shebang. Because while physical presence is a nice baseline, true emotional connection, that's a choice. Thanks for hanging out with me on This Explainer. I'll catch you next time.